Okie dokie karaoke. So today we're going to be painting without purpose, and we're getting all serious because I've taped up. I don't normally bother, but I thought it'd be nice to give this one a bit of a frame, seeing as we're going loose and abstract in the middle. So today the colours, and you can choose your own colours, but this is what I'm going to be using if you want to follow along. We're using Ochre Rose. We're using Payne's Grey, which are two beautiful colours that go together. I've got the Paul Rubens set. So this is like a mid-range kind of yellow. It's not too bright. It's kind of dulled down. And I'm using my favourite green, which is a sap green. And I'm probably going to mix it with a little bit of ultramarine as well. But honestly, choose your colours. This is about feeling the painting, feeling what you want to create, and just going with the brush strokes. Okay, so here we go.
Okay, so let's get started. And remember, it's really about just feeling where you want to put the next stroke without thinking too much about it. So we're going to start with a lot of water and a very pale consistency of pigment. This is the Ochre Rose colour, and just lay it down where you feel that you want to put the brush. This is not about overthinking things and thinking where the next stroke goes, you know. Literally, if you paint quite quick, it doesn't allow your brain to get in the way. So just put some colour down on the page and enjoy the process of it. And what I want you to think about a little is just about the composition. And this will come naturally over time, knowing where to place the elements of the painting. But it's just about trying to balance it and just getting, you know, complementary colours and colours that work together, close together. And I'll cover that in another video. But be brave, be bold, add in bold colours. I've just added in that really, really dark Payne's Grey mixed with a little bit of black. And it works really well with pink. But go for it. Use the colours you want to use. Make sure you're getting in some water and just splodge away. Just have a play. Enjoy it.
feeling. I never tire of this moment. What is it about a nice crisp clean edge?